ever give a guy a marriage ultimatum?
Yes.
That's good to know.
Because sometimes that's what it's going to take to get a guy off the dime. You're just going to have to do it yourself. Take matters into your own hands.
What are some steps you should take before actually giving him the ultimatum?
You really have to do some soul searching and make sure he is the guy you want to marry. Because when guys put women in a difficult situation where they haven't proposed, you've been together a few years, sometimes women get itchy. They sort of feel, gee, I've invested, I put in the time, and they automatically feel, we should be getting married. I've been with him for 2 years. The problem is he may not actually be the right guy, but you're in sort of a stressful situation, and it's good to step back and ask yourself, we're in love, but is he really capable of loving me? And if the answer is yes, then I think it's worth going forward. You have to do it carefully, though.
Right.
The fact that he hasn't asked means he's scared. He's a scaredy cat.
Right.
And you don't want to make him freak anymore by cornering him, because we know how cornered animals react. Though one thing you need to be aware of is that, according to really wise marriage therapists I know, 49% is you being the right girl for him.
Interesting, okay.
But 51% is him being ready. And if he ain't ready, it's going to be really hard for it to happen for him.
Okay, so say the guy says he loves you, he wants to marry you sometime in the future, but isn't willing to give you any kind of time frame. Should you stick it out?
You could ask him to give you a little bit of a sense of how much time he wants, and you could think a little bit about what I was talking about with the readiness. Guys aren't ready sometimes because they're just commitment phobes, and you're going to have to let your gut tell you, is he ever going to be ready? Sometimes they just need to get their ducks in a row professionally, so you have to get a sense of that readiness factor and when it might shift.
All right, so if a guy's willing to lose you because he's not willing to make this commitment, or he can't make the commitment, does that mean he doesn't love you?
Guys can be in relationships without knowing the end point, without knowing they're going to go forever. And as long as they're comfortable and getting good sex, they're happy with it. And so he may not love you enough to marry you, but he may just feel this is good enough for the time being, and if no one's questioning it, I'll just stick with it. But it could mean that he loves you, it's just not the right moment for him.
Interesting. Thanks, Kate.